Hello, this is Michael from Blue Gem Tarot with another controversial reading that literally drove me mad. But it's all good, it's all good. The topic for this one is gonna be very interestingly spicy as well. This is the unspoken information circulating about you or unspoken truths circulating about you. Not me literally getting overwhelmed and having to look what I was reading. Okay, for this one we have three piles as usual. Pile number 3 with a key. It's a rusty key, just so you know. We have an eagle statue for pile number 2, and for pile number 3 we have some prayer beads. Okay. Take your time, pick your pile, make sure to check the reading if it resonates for you. I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for, or the insights are there, even if it doesn't necessarily resonate 100%. There could be some stuff that could resonate and very much so be useful to you, so I highly encourage you to listen. This is a timeless reading. Whenever it finds you, it's useful to you personally, and yeah, I suppose enjoy. You have the timestamps and the description. Okay, you have the timestamps in the comment section and the description section. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I will meet each of you in your pile selections. I'm just okay. This looks very exotic. Okay, this looks very like aesthetically pleasing, but also wildly dangerous for some reason. Okay, it's just strikingly like not confusing, but controversial. Okay, this one is gonna be, but it's just just like the high priestess encompasses seemingly conflicting beliefs. In actuality, it feels like it's all in balance and it makes sense. This one is gonna be very similar. Okay, like a lot of missed compliments and in general misunderstood, greatly misunderstood. Like what you present out there, in a sense that is actually very true, is misinterpreted completely in some sort of honorable way, but it's completely the opposite. We're talking in here about exactly the situation I encountered with this knave card in the center, where initially I thought this is a negative, uh, intimidating, and power hungry energy, where literally this was the person who was channeling this for the good of a lot of people. This is of course, this is spoilers from the game, but no more. This is wildly gentle person in here, unspoken information as well. Fascinating how there is only one or two people in here who are capable of seeing you beyond, but it feels like somehow it doesn't bear relevance to you. I don't know why and how this manifests, but this is just insane. We have in here very peaceful elements to your reading. This is trust your path and Lemuria. This is like the most peaceful natural environment thingy I have ever seen in here, but you are a walking mystery. I'm not kidding. This is not something this is just a whole different level. This is so strange. I don't know how to explain to you the complexity of what I'm seeing, but it catches me off guard every single time I mix those. Okay. I have literally no words. I suppose, and I have to cover that card, and I will cover it with the world. This is heavy. Some heavy thing came through, but it's all right. This is not negative information. It's a bit heavy. It's not dangerous, but it's heavy because again, from this deck we have the Hanged Man, which is literally the thing. Let me start off from the fact that the core element that came through from this knave were some aspects of profound power, mastery, and some sort of brilliance in action. The notes, however, will complement what I'm trying to expose in here. This being relevant to the topic of unspoken information circulating about you, or unspoken truths. In general, people feel this is a very subconscious pile in a way. The mark you leave on people is very subconscious. Powerfully a lot to unpack. This is not like the feel to it, the feeling that circulates in general. This is greater than truths, information, whatever. These are like feelings, felt level impact. Okay. A lot of power, strength, aura, magnitude, intensity, and in general weight, like energetic weight, I can feel. And the information and the truth circulating about you, it's about the gravity in here, about the whole like powerhouse empire this pile is carrying. To me, it's profoundly confusing because it's not even a mask. This is actually true, but the discrepancy in here is coming from a very like peaceful and almost the opposite element of vulnerability and gentleness. Very gentle, very loyal, very kind, very flowy, emotional, and almost like fragile, or I would say even Cancerian energy coming from these two, like Trust Your Path and Lemuria. Lemuria in here says creating heaven on earth, and it says it's happening. I feel like more this is about unspoken information that you have for the people. The trust your path, if you knew, it says in here, if you knew you'd be supported, what would you do? I just want to say, either it is because of some job situation, or I don't know what exactly is happening in here, as that would explain the reason behind why the gap in here is so big, but I just see in here a ton of compliments that are being gatekept because people are afraid. And it's not as if you necessarily intimidated anyone, but it happened. It happened because it's in your aura, where the gravity in here, it's as if it's not even directed at people. I'm sorry. It's just something that you carry. I just see a lot of people wanting to compliment you, I suppose. But there is a lot of caution in the air with you. There is a lot of, and if you are genuine, like you could be seen as a very friendly and kind person, but still it could resonate more or less that you have some feeling that people keep themselves restrained, or like they're too good for me, like they're out of my league energy. Creating heaven on earth, like this is exactly why this is so confusing, because I can perceive you being very welcoming and very friendly, very loyal. A card in here showed that you're capable of rooting for your people. You're capable, and not even like capable as if you're not doing it. They just don't trust you, okay? I suppose that's exactly what I'm saying. The reason, and we have in here, like, I'm gonna go ahead and go beyond the feelings, romantic and whatsoever. I just see in here a lot of interest and pain for the fact that there is an impossibility of having you close, okay? It's as if your energy or your aura does that, but okay, that's something I wasn't seeing. I didn't see it coming. Circulating information about you is about the aura, it's about the demeanor, it's about the way in which you carry yourself. And it's so enriching. I'm just fascinated. I just don't understand how can it be that a person such as you could be or is actually shown in here as being lonely. I just don't get it. Like, why? How can you be so expansive in that feeling of I can carry a world inside of my heart, and I I can let other people trust me. It's an I wanna say, pile number one, you're like an ocean to people. They are lost in the depth of it. This is definitely a water sign, or it doesn't have to be necessarily, but there is a prevalent, peaceful, watery energy that's very, very nature-like in pile number one, and people mistake a lot of the things that you display that are not directed towards separation. But my God, this is just whoa, like no. How can this be? I don't understand. And almost as if some time has to pass for people to truly understand that you were safe all along. And it doesn't mean that you were safe or you're not. It's not not about like being inoffensive, or I don't know how to do they, like, not defenseless, not powerless, not gullible, completely not that. Like, this is like a peaceful, loving, godlike energy, okay? Like, the feeling I get in here is like they don't understand me and I'm not waiting for it to happen. The fierce element that came from the first card, or with power, strength, aura, magnitude, even untouchable, very grave and masterful. It's a whole great deal of. It's almost a mix of things: fascination and avoidance, fear and adoration. Okay, like that's how strangely it feels, and it merges all of it into one thing. You have a feeling that people admire you, even the ones that almost have a reason for some reason have a reason to hate you. There could be discussions about you being untouchable. This means, by the way, that people in life have this capacity to understand by which rules the person will comply, or by virtue of what power lever the person is gonna abide the rules. This pile feels powerfully independent and almost unplugged from a very deep power dynamic. I do not understand what that is particularly, but something about you doesn't bend to the rules. There could be information in here from people saying that you are a lot of things, and that there has to be something of I need more time, I need more space to digest them. But in general, it makes me almost like it catches me off guard in a way. And if it's the case, it can be also that the perception of people, they're caught off guard because seemingly there is a discrepancy in here in the way they perceive you and in how they actually feel open-hearted, open or available to want to trust you. Or there are hints in here indicating that you have a big heart. There is almost a feeling of, yeah, this person is masterful, this person is professional, but they are willing to be human and kind to us outside of their cold professional demeanor. It it makes people drown in this perception. I don't know, it's overwhelmingly positive to be around you, but I'm scared to be for too long. It's like also very, I'm not, I don't feel drawn, I don't feel drawn in, or I'm not attention seeking energy. Like, I'm just leaving you be. And if I can watch for your best interest. Like, that's about pile number one. I would say this is a very strange case where the image doesn't necessarily explain everything about the person, and this is the case with you. You could show some very fierce, loyal, and professional almost, but it doesn't mean that automatically you're gonna use it against people or compete with them. Very often, the things that you represent in other people, it would make others automatically boast and compete with others. And people are afraid that you're gonna do the same thing. And what keeps on showing itself up in the reading is the overwhelming, again, realization, look, like, there were some critical moments in which this person could have used their power to completely subdue a situation, person, me, and they didn't. There is this circulating information that you are more than that, and that maybe I wasted a lot of time not trusting them, and there is still hesitation. I would say there is even pain, okay? From some side, really, decipher it how you want. I can see in here an immense pull towards connection. I can see in here daydreaming, obsession, with the Six of Cups in here. Specifically, this representation, being stirred emotionally, being restless, being dissatisfied with a lack of information, communication, contact, and wanting to just hit the ground running. Just like, almost like, I'm ready to run. Like, I'm ready to be at their doorstep and holding it in. And this, I warn you, it's kind of painful. It's actually debilitating in a way. Um, because of the Hanged Man, and because there is an unresolved pull in here, there is an unresolved, unspoken, not yet revealed magnitude to pile number one that seemingly bubbles up to the surface, but will not happen. Okay? Professional barriers, connections, circumstances, are other people watching, consequences, fear of opening up and doubting themselves. How this all bashes through, you won't believe me. We have this ship card in reverse. I would say this is like Connecting to you feels like homecoming, but it's as if we have this, I can't do that right now. I have no words, okay? I better hope you do, because I'm waiting on some sort of explanation of what's happening in here. But I can genuinely feel like with these two cards in here from what I saw, and I was catching up with these two because I've had this first three cards heavy information, dense information, complex information, pain weaved and alchemically transformed information. Then we had the trust your path and Lemuria. And then it all made sense when I saw the lower bit part of the reading. It all made sense. The lilies in reverse. It's a lot of just pure childlike desire to connect. And you have in here people, not by your own fault, but sedating. It wanted to say, like with alcohol, okay? Why, I don't know, but we have this strong, I can't bear to be in the shadows. This is beyond love, romance, and whatsoever. This is a general desire to understand you, but at least in their own pace, okay? Because it's gonna be too much if it's gonna happen all of the sudden, okay? Independent. Again, the knave in here was like really throwing things, and I wanna say the truth of pile number one is not about the role they play, it's not about the work they do. It's those like sunny and very, very lovable, sincere, genuine, hopeful, very uplifting, and sunny cards. You have no idea what bottled up energy I see in here in the lower part of the reading, because the world card in reverse, it's as if people just do care to fit the role and play and mask, but it's a desperate, like, I don't want to show how much I feel, I don't want to show how deeply I'm affected, okay? But yeah, unspoken information, this is more than information again. What was also very strange, you'll have a lot of projection of negative element, like the negative element of this, um, almost blackmailing or intimidation. Now, this is funny because it cannot be farther from the truth, but something almost, it wants me to say gave away, but this is not actually true. I don't know. Maybe you were acting in a way, maybe you were being yourself. I don't know. I don't understand, because it doesn't make sense having such a loving and gentle heart in here from pile number one. What people saw, it can only be understood or explained in the guise of some sort of projection or from the past, reflection from the past. It can be, but they see power. You're like, I want to say, with the lilies in reverse, there is a lot of subconscious, my god, I can't believe I'm saying this, and I have no idea what I'm saying, by the way, but it's like subconscious feelings. That's the only way I can explain it, like what I can see. Subconscious admiration. It's not even spoken, okay? It's not even conscious, where the person is actually capable of grasping. It's a reaction, it's a primal reaction to you. A primal admiration. And because it's primal, because it's a subconscious thing, it's loaded with a lot of I can't control it and I want to suppress it, okay? Secret, bold, like secretive can be the case. Again, strangely wants me to say wrong, but okay, yeah, that's it can be the true, it can be a true thing. I want to say it's like, you can actually display very good qualities and accurate ones in that direction in the way in which people see them. Doesn't mean that you will use it to either assert yourself in a, let's just say, non-ecological way, but they are very like on edge. It's as if you, it's like when you see a very like muscled person, and you can sense that people second guess themselves when they want to say something to them because they're afraid that, they could use that at any moment, any given moment or opportunity. And I can pretty much say with confidence this spell doesn't need muscles to do that. You can have them, but it's much more than that, okay? Also wrote in here good player. It could be the case you're very masterful at what you do, job related, hobby. It can be something that's just easily accessible to you, and this is very in tune with the compliments that you receive, okay? There is information saying that I'm no match to them, and this is kind of strange because I don't see this pile comparing anything or really going in that direction at all, but the comparison is happening in the background, very subconscious as well. You would be surprised that you'd have even people. You didn't do anything particularly bad to them, but they could be negatively um, behaving negatively in general. And if you were to really ask them why, they would just say, I don't like you, but not understanding that it's actually triggering them, okay? It's also the energy of you cannot be subdued, you cannot be put to follow a rule of sorts. You cannot be, you bend the rules, I want to say. There is something about you that simply circulates in the sense that I'm actually afraid to make them follow a rule, okay? Just a lot of undeniable power. That's almost leaking. I want to say it's not like enough power, it's more than enough, and it's actually overflowing. This character is also a mastermind. Okay, there is information here saying or circulating about the fact that you are having this multiple, like complex, multiple type of perception or ability to solve things or to win and to make it like go in your favor. Okay, mastermind chess player, very calculated moves you could have, or um, you could do that in general. Like you could follow that type of strategy without even realizing necessarily, or it can be in your nature. Power claiming. I want to say something about this pile. Claims power, exudes it in a very effortless way as well. This is also will resonate with the idea of I have nothing to chase, or that which is mine, that which I want is already mine. This is the beauty expressed in a power element, meaning that it's literally there is like beauty in a display of vulnerability. There is a beauty display in assertion, extroversion. There is beauty in expression of the introverted quality or element. And in this case, this is the tone of, again, red. Color is red, black, and grayish, but this is the grayish type that's not, my god, this is not the type of gray that really sits there and it's in the shadows and it's not seen. No, this is the gray type that knows everything. This is the I'm hiding in the shadows and I know everything type of gray. I don't attract too much attention because already I'm actually diminishing that attention because of how much I carry of it. You could pretty much understand how much gravity this holds that you need to actually dilute it with a gray color. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory, I would say. All that is mine is waiting to be claimed. People have this feeling that either you will go far, or somebody's gonna lose something and you will win it, or that you're gonna take it all for yourself. Some greedy people in here are really concerned, okay? There is this energy, information circulating about you that you will, that you are upfront, that you can initiate change if you want, that you're not to be messed with, and that you will instate order with your presence, and that you will hold people accountable. Very respectable, honorable energy, information circulating about you. Very like high top tier quality person. Almost like daring to like, who's gonna face me? Who's gonna have the balls of steel to face me type of energy. Nobody questions you, okay? Like that's something that also came through. Like nobody dares to question or will regret doing that. I love the fact that you will attract the best there is. Um, if you haven't done that so already, but I love the fact that already the you are enough energy is being brought to the table and served. Like this is not the story where I have to affirm to you that you're worthy. You know it. Like this pile knows. This pile is perhaps waiting, or you don't have to wait necessarily, okay? It's as if you are it. You are that which you already want to be. Then this is all a remembrance of sorts. But I can see in here sort of a transition and blooming into an element of softness that allows you to still withhold, like retain that level of respect, but it's being crowned in a more gentle, like when, for example, the masculine element is being tempered by the feminine element, okay? This is regardless of gender, but the crazy stuff in here is perhaps the fact that you're gentler than actually people understand, more kind and warm than actually people grasp, see, are capable of grasping. And that you'd have a lot of people expressing this is not like even I would say love or appreciation, whatever. This is like just a subconscious pull to be around you and to be sheltered by you, okay? That's the closest I can get. Very teary, and it's actually starting to rain. I want to say a lot of tears in here are gonna be okay. Like this is like so unexpected. The sad element is the fact that you're gonna be left almost like you must have had encounters of loneliness and being in such a state that you want to share your inner world and show that gentleness, but you don't have the people, okay? They don't have the balls, okay, to do that, to be open. Not everything is lost, I want to say. Not wanting to leave you on that, but let me pull a card and tell you what I see. Play. You should be more, not even about shoulds. Maybe you should just allow yourself to be in the mood for a more playful, outgoing, and you can do that. You can powerfully do that. Play, have fun, celebrate, and don't be serious. You have to be publicly involved in a display of that gentleness. It's as if you have to be placed in a situation where needing the gentle parts of you that are powerfully there, need to be exposed to a situation in which you have to urgently show that. It's as if it's a dire, like, and we can catch you in this urgency, almost as if there has to be a manifestation of a situation where professionally you have to be kind. And all of the sudden it will be like a revelation, a realization. This person is much more softer than we actually thought, and in a good way. This is not a taking advantage. I want to say it's as if it's a very good thing, a very powerful advantage in here, that you had in here those like very fierce aspects that do not allow or do not permit you to be underestimated or disrespected. Those are some very fierce, and I want to say, like, it's raining right now. You have in here some people crying that they almost subconsciously feel this gentle, peaceful, ethereal nature to you that's very, very accurate, but they cannot let themselves feel it or act on it because they are afraid. But you have no idea, like, if I were to address the people, like, I would say, you people have no idea how kind and how gentle and how fragile in the best way possible, like ice cream, like melting, okay? This pile is capable of melting, okay? In the right circumstances, and very abundant in that expression. It's as if people have to have the right exposure of you in the soft element and the right people, like, and you will discern. I want to say, not that I literally came across a situation in real life that I thought I discerned but actually didn't, and then I opened up and it was terrible, but quickly fixed it. don't do don't do make my mistake. Which one is the case, I don't know, but still, don't do that. Just discern. But when the situation calls for your kindness, be bold in it as you are. It's just funny. um be bold in loving, because you are already that. It's just a situation of the unmatched or missing moment of action. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. It's what I see. And don't expect, like, the act itself is gonna be more than enough. The act itself is gonna be immensely beneficial to you, to people around you, to the situation itself. It's as if we have in here this also energy of, if this pile opened up, they would be capable of loving, like, infinitely, okay? I can see in here this love overflowing and the people being like, okay, we completely did not understand what you are. Okay, that's exactly. And for you it wouldn't be like, I want to say, right now you believe that, and rightfully so, I want to say, that you are having this moment of the fierce power elements should be used in a work context or in efficiency driven situations. And it's actually accurate, but what you don't understand, that there are situations waiting that, like, almost as if I would feel like already happened, in which you have to professionally display kindness. I don't know how to make it make sense. I have no idea what I'm saying, but it's something that I see. Uh, where, we have to really pigeonhole you into the idea that let's make this person show up in the gentle parts, in the gentle side of them. I hope this applies to you. I hope this resonates, but that's exactly what I can see. Because some people need some reassurance, and it's as if the situations are waiting. There are many opportunities in which you can show your true cards and not be taken for granted, or like all all you need to do is just switch. If you can see something that's terrible, if you can see something that's, again, as I encountered once recently, is not okay, you can immediately do the switch. And it will very much so rebalance the situation in your favor. And it works wonders. I did it. Talking from experience. But this is like a golden flowy energy of abundance that's coming from you, and you just have to choose your cups. The wrong cups will engulf that energy and will take it from you, and perhaps even have experience with that. I don't know. Very similar energy. I wouldn't be surprised if I at some point will choose pile number 1 in the future without even realizing it. Because that definitely feels like a reading I would access at some point. But you have no idea. Like, when I say you have no idea, this, I mean it. Like, you have no idea how much analysis and control came from people, regardless of it being love or not. This is like, I want to predict if they're safe. And they can feel it. Like, the most frustrating element to this reading is actually they can feel it. They know it. They know it in their bones, okay? Bone marrow stuff. They can know it. They can sense it again, same, like on the same primal level, but they want to be sure. And that exposure, you can seek it out, okay? Just manifest it. Just, the world is waiting for this gentle moment to open you up and for people to be shocked. That's very important for pile number 1. That's it. There are people in pain because they believe a lie that you are unfriendly. There are people in pain who are avoidant, who bottle their feelings, bottle and battle as well, and telling themselves that it's not a big deal. They don't feel anything, it's not that personal, it's not that deep as I feel it for pile number 1. Missing you heavily. I don't know. Like, this is, I have no words, because this is like, you know, as tragic as it gets, like with Romeo and Juliet. Like, what issue can we have there when obviously there is affection from both sides? Why complicate things, okay? Like, that's the, can we not do that? Can we just settle for the feeling? Can we just, yeah, not judging the thing, but it's truly a masterpiece. But it's something along the lines, the drama in here is the amount of love that's sitting there and the amount of love that's sitting on the other side. And I'm not like saying that it's, the Romeo and Juliet was about the drama, the dramatic part, like the drama element of it. Because the drama element in here, both people, both parties have very decent feelings of love, belonging, connection, eagerness to be both like happy in that union of sorts, regardless of whether it being romantic in this case or not. How can you explain to a person that admiration and some quality of love can be there regardless of whatsoever, gender, just this feeling of, I don't know, union, can be platonic, can be, by the way, and this one is open for whatever. This is like, I don't even care to name it, if this is romantic or not. A person in here is capable of loving you, and by the way, is bottling this thing up, is capable of loving you beyond the labels. Or either you or the person. I wanted to say it came from the person, but I want to say it's just hard, tearing apart, okay? Lord have mercy. That's the story. Like that's the proper feel to it. Lord have mercy on the person in here because of the illusion that they believe, and it could be more than one person, about this confrontation, intimidation. Okay. They're in pain, and this is not the light type of pain. This is the hanged man from the dark grimoire. I don't want to go there, okay? I'm not gonna go there, but it's just careful. You can just, if you want, if you resonate with that, you can be, you can find the situations in which you can be the softest you can, or the softest you can allow yourself to be. For example, in a logistic situation, sorting things out, cleaning, you don't have the opportunity to necessarily be kind. In an interaction with a person, the probability of being kind, or the appropriate appropriateness, whatever, of being kind in that situation is closer. And yeah, it's as if you have to really place yourself in the right situations in which this will be applauded and appreciated and loved. Beautiful. Okay, that's it. I said it's gonna be a half of an hour, but it's not. Okay, it's not. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what is going on if you want in the comment section. Don't forget to please like the video, subscribe, check the other videos on the channel, and if you want to donate, you can have the link in the comment section and the description section as well. Thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope things are getting better, and I'm waiting to see, hear, understand what's going on. By the way, the energy can shift. That means bits of it I can check in the future how it goes. I can check on it. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be like the legend is gonna be there regardless. The legend of you is sitting there. It's gonna be something that's not gonna change. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Moving on to the next pile. Pile 2, welcome. Don't be surprised if this is not gonna make a lot of sense from the very beginning, because we have in here a lot of reversed cards, and seemingly there are also some, let's just say, sneaky energies. But what I like in here is the fact that pile number 2 is not necessarily very affected by it, because we also have this transformation. Very beautiful card. And yeah, I just want to go ahead and say this is the case where the more negativity you get, the more impact seems like you're having over people, or you have a strong presence, okay, because it ignites a lot of energy, or it brings a lot of energy to the table. The confusion in here for me was as well in the difficulty to read these 3 cards in reverse, and I was reading them as disloyalty, overlooked, but also this energy of outgrowing it, because my intentions always for the reads were to uplift people, and it seemingly did not make sense why so much came through as being negative. However, when I saw the transformation thingy element, I understood that this is not gonna be a catastrophe of a read. There is a feeling that somebody is trying to put you in a position to prove yourself. This is the almost like the circulating information converted to the topic is going to be about somebody trying to spread misinformation, or almost trying to dim you, okay? The dimming down I also wrote at the end of the reading almost. I just want to say, there are situations where the bigger the tree, the more it takes for it to grow. That's also the case. And I would say, I would encourage you to look at the obstructions, obstacles, and setbacks and deliberate antagonism, if you encounter that in here, because I can see in here more so it being passive aggressive, okay? To understand that this is, it means you carry a lot of importance, and so much importance that actually people are noticing it and they are trying to bring it down, okay? There is a battle in here trying to prove that you're not like loyal, trying to overlook you, but I also want to say with transformation, and I want you to understand how powerful this one is, because this is not a classical, death card. This is transformation. Things are changing on a cellular level and deep healing. I want to say, just look at the phase in which you are right now as a phase of, this is not a good representation of what I am, but this is a stage, this is a stepping stone, okay? Sometimes when you clean things up, uh, you might be encountering a lot of chaos in the process of it. Decluttering is always chaotic. So definitely something from this side of the energy is coming through. The information circulating about you is constantly reformulated, and I have this feeling that you rewrite constantly the information that's circulating about you. This is not even deliberately antagonistic, but it feels like the information in here somehow does not like you. Okay, the information, it's almost like not the information itself, but it makes you, it wants to dim you down, okay? But what is interesting is the fact that not only this is the case where, okay, with disloyalty overlooked, okay, stuff like that, it's almost as if you automatically, with your contrast, bring those back into alignment. So that means roughly that whatever injustice is being done or said, like whatever thing is being said about you that's not true, it's basically rewritten with your conscious intervention, okay? There is also a very fresh, let's just say, information circulating that you're outgrowing something or things, okay, in general. Could be a job position, could be an occupation, a role, something that was dimming you down, you're outgrowing it, okay? There is a panic in here, I would also say. And also we have liberation as an element that I wrote in here. You seem to be liberating yourself from everything that is not like the best representation of who you are. So the reputation in here for you, or the information that's circulating, is, as I said, constantly reforming and constantly changing, and actually ever changing. More and more, I want to say also, I wrote in here easy win. It makes me feel like more and more there is this feeling or information or reputation that says that you're flowing with ease, flowing with a natural, like, some people have to struggle. With you, it's like, this person gets everything easily, okay? That's like bitterly affecting some people in here for some reason, okay? The most powerful thing that I could say in here is like that nothing is set in stone, okay? Like for pile number 2, regardless of the intensity of the things that you could be going through, for you, literally, it can last a week, it can last 2 weeks, who knows, maybe even a month, but it's not a representative, like, it's not the circumstances, the treatment, the emotions, the things that you could be going through are not the best representative of what you're capable of, or it's like a growing phase, or again, a stepping stone. So pretty strong, I would say, because it's like whatever, like the the biggest disadvantage in here is the amount of things that pile number 2 can face, and they can be quite destabilizing. Okay, they could be quite intense, I could also say. It's but you know, the sweetness, it's a bittersweet situation. The sweetness of it is like the fact that you go through it and then you transition, you go into something else, and that something else is completely overriding the story, completely changing the ways in which people relate and see you. Okay, I want to say there is no such thing as trying to manipulate the situation or circumstances in such a way, at least not for long, for you to be dimmed down. Okay, I can see in here a dilution of sorts. You know, it's as if trying to dilute your worth, trying to dilute your value. It's not a pleasant thing, but I want to say it doesn't last very long. Okay, that's the funny slash, you know, very positive side to it. It says in here also that you are in control and that you could rule things out. It's as if, you know, yeah, this is the sacrifice that I have to make, almost like for this new thing to open up. This general observation or information that's circulating around your name, it's like very, could be actually, I want to say, could be very relevant in the present moment. It could be an influential person saying it. It could be a very like close friend to another close friend type of situation saying things about you. A day passes, sorry, 2, 3, a week passes and it's no longer relevant. Okay, I can see in here definitely as some sort of dynamic flip, in which in one day it was relevant, the other is no longer. Okay. Um, Royal, I said because I saw in here this golden throne. Like, your worth is never gonna be questioned. It could be questioned. It could be arbitrarily questioned, but not for very long, because either it's not even about the accomplishments. Like, it says what you're capable of. Like, what you're capable of doing is actually greatly surpassing any limitation in here. Okay. Very also king or queen like in power, and nothing beats them. Again, there is this emerging feeling of being untouchable, unreachable almost. You know, like people who appreciate and understand me, get me, those are the ones who are gonna be close to me and who will remain. The others, to them, I will become untouchable. I can see in here almost you're not bending to the presence of others, and that's like also some information circulating about you that's very uncomfortable and inconvenient. And seemingly also we have this very polar opposite energy with play. It says in here, let me check, have fun, celebrate, and don't be serious. This is the case, like, you know, overlook me and, you know, you lose me, or if you favor me, or if you understand, if you want to understand me, then you have a lot to win. You are in like a huge you have a huge advantage if you're on my side. Something like this. You know, it feels like, funnily enough, this pile doesn't even try to be likable, but let's just be honest, it makes me also feel like being likable is convenient because it simplifies a lot of things, such as not trying to, for ages, work through trust when obviously the person doesn't know that you don't abuse it, or that you're actually not interested in that, or in manipulation. Like, it's something like this. It's like, don't waste my time. Pile number one, two, pile number two says, it's like, I don't have time to be like very real. I want to say also very raw, real, honest, authentic, and wanting to save time because of it. It's like I don't have time to put up with the barriers or with the actual falsehoods that, you know, are being imposed upon us. Okay. I wrote in here as well, very happy to be around them. This could be some sort of also speculation or information circulating about the fact that, look at them, they're not so good, but they have friends. So, this in and of itself the actual problem in here. There are people who are capable of understanding who you are, but they do not want to accept you, and they are very, like, let's just say, frustrated because you seem to be having a lot of people like you and a lot of attention, that you're like very attention grabby without even trying. Okay, it makes me feel like also this pile settles into attention quite easily and attracts a lot of attention without even trying. But again, it's like, not funnily enough, it's like it happens on accident. Okay, it can be the case. Like, I wouldn't be surprised, because with that kind of energy, like, I can see and hear you wanting something very specific, or wanting something like because you're passionate about it, and this like attention thing grab is actually a byproduct of that, and it's not that serious, it's not that complicated. Like, obviously, for example, if you're a very good um let's just say psychologist, okay, then obviously you'll have brilliant relationships, and you'll have a lot of people that will love the fact that you understand them. So that's the same thing. There is like some sort of mastery element in the ways in which you could relate to people that they really like. And it's coming through as being quite funny, because you have some antagonistic forces in here saying, they get everything too easily, and I actually like thought about them to be completely the opposite, and people just don't know it yet, or stuff like that. It's just very sneaky. It's very like passive aggressive, in the shadows, unspoken again. But I can say in here as well, just be careful, or be like aware of that. Not even something to be careful about, but it's like these people, they are getting themselves even convinced on a logical level that there is nothing wrong with you, because more and more with the time passing, it's like the more they get to know you, the more information they gather about you, the more they understand that their assessment was completely based on some sort of fearful thing, or on a trigger, or it forces them to really introspect. And it's actually quite funny, because these people, otherwise they wouldn't they wouldn't introspect. That's why perhaps you showed up, or you're in here, like in this equation, so to speak. It's holding a mirror again in people. It's like in front of the people, like very, I would say, like very, this pile is very unproblematic. I don't know why the actual information circulating about you is so entangled and so negative, but I don't see this pile being problematic. Like, you you just cannot make me believe that, because what I can see in here is confidence and a lot of very good character traits that people find themselves intimidated by. And yeah, this could be much more accurate about the reasoning behind why people behave this way. But, otherwise, I just don't see it. Like, there isn't even like a very defined or very sane reasoning, like, behind why this is happening, why the antagonism. It just genuinely makes me feel like I don't understand what's going on, and usually I just give up on this and just mind my own business. Like, you cannot be liked by everybody, and that's okay. So long as I'm passionate about my life, like, who cares? But this is like the whole thing. Like, it's very like unclear to me. Like, sunny, relaxation, joyous, radiant, all could be true about you, but these things are not being seen by these people. Like, this is like, this almost feel like this is the truth of it, but the information circulating about you is not about this. Okay, very collaborative you could be, very relaxing, very, like, very chill. Okay, very optimistic, open, a lot of like just openness. Okay, openness to this pile, very enlivening as well. But that seems to be like the story only when people get to know like you on a very close level, but that happens for some reason like rarely in your case. For some reason, I want to say it's just the lack of readiness from other people. Otherwise, I don't know how to explain it. Okay. And this is the funny part, because I was like, I tend to split in core messages the actual card, because it really simplifies the whole braining like thing, make it work, make it a message. And I was like, do I really have to write this? I was like, okay, I'm gonna write this, but I'll have to really understand what's going on. Unexperienced, unwise, and not fit for something. Okay? Like, this is the part where I'm literally saying this couldn't be true, because I don't channel that kind of information. It must be about people talking about you in such a way. And I can see in here almost like a mold, like fitting you into a mold, okay? Sticking that information, that energy of inexperience and wise, not fit, not good enough, not loyal as well. Loyalty card there was, yeah. Shady, double standards, all of this somehow trying to falsely link it to your name, while your name carries the transformation card, the royalty, the graceful. Like, this is just refined beauty. Like, it's just blatantly stupid, I would say, because living the feeling of what I saw from this transformation card, it was just like such a waste of energy and time to actually try to mess with this and actually try to cover it up, because it doesn't work. Okay, it doesn't work arbitrarily. I just don't understand it. Okay, that's perhaps why I'm so frustrated by, not even frustrated, but actually annoyed. Like, it's pestering, like it's almost following me, almost like I cannot stand it. Literally what I'm seeing. So good luck to these people trying to stain your reputation. I don't see it working, because you know same story. If you throw gold into trash or into a pit of, I don't know, dirt, it doesn't change the fact that this is dirt and this is gold. Okay, so the nature of you, of who you are, remains the same. Okay, who you are on a like very deep level is ever unfolding, and it will be very true. Like, the thing is, these people are gonna feel very, very shameful, very like embarrassed, because the more you show yourself, the more obvious it becomes. That's why perhaps exactly this negative energy had to step up and be here, because it should have been mentioned to you. I want to also say there is redeeming energy in here, okay? The redeeming part comes from a lot of intense aggressive cards being in reverse. This is not about questioning, or actually, again, questioning your status quo, or questioning your power. No, it's about, this person is not that bad, this person is not that negative or conflictual as I initially thought, not as negative as I thought, and more the reality seems to be mirroring back this energy to people, and it makes them feel more or less uncomfortable, but I would say with the time passing, more uncomfortable, because like, look at this. More and more your image is emerging into the truth of who you are. So it could be like, you could literally just have in here a situation where a person could say, for example, like, pile number 2 is a liar, and people get to know you, and you're not only like not only you're not a liar, you're actually an advocate for transparency, truth, and authenticity. It's like not even that, but completely the opposite. Like, the carrying the reputation of somebody who actually likes to be transparent, or you could literally have people in here who on the other scale said stuff like, I've never seen such like truthful and transparent person as they are. So yeah, it's like very, I don't know. And this group person, it feels like it's more than one person, but in various intensities, is actually very frustrated and powerless to your reputation and image, and it throws them really out of balance in a way, and it's very uncomfortable, okay? It almost comes off as them wanting to throw a tantrum or almost go into a fist fight. That's how debilitating the feeling is, okay? Nothing like to do with you, but it so happens that when people are confident, it triggers the ones that maybe are not as comfortable in this element of confidence or exposure to the world in such a way or in such an intensity, or maybe they want something that you have and they feel as though they had to give up on it. So yeah, but my god, I have never seen, perhaps in my most recent videos, I've never seen such a deliberately, let's just say, pesky and negative thing trying to get in the way. So yeah, good luck with that. I love it that it came through, because if it did, it means that it will be addressed or it will be shifted in your favor. And almost it carries an energy of, it should have been, it should have happened. You'll see why. Okay. Doesn't make it more comfortable, that's for sure. Avoided calamity, chaos, and misjudged. Like, that's what I was trying to say. It's like people find themselves much more tense or unreasonably tense, understanding later on that it was actually their fault and they saw you as something that you were not, and softening, even if for some it could be a bit too late. What's also emerging in here is, and that I love, is the fact that we have this scary, powerful confidence, stability. It could be also perception, information, circulating about these elements about you, transformational elements, meaning that also not only this person is changing, but they're changing for, like, I cannot keep up, okay? Some sort of very good trait is reaching its plateau, or it's being refined, so, or something that you're doing is actually working pretty good, like pretty well, and it's expanding. This could be also about some sort of transformation of sorts, evolution of yourself, of knowledge, I wrote in here, but it could be as well awareness. So I wouldn't be surprised if you had people in here who cannot keep up with the things that you are working on or the pace in which you are changing, and that genuinely makes people question who they are in relationship to you and who you are, because the version of you from the past was much more different, and it makes me also hint towards some sort of comfort, like much more comfortable to them. And now it feels like more so it's much more comfortable to you to be yourself, okay? There is some sort of feeling or fear of being exposed. With this Five of Wands and this Nine of Wands, it's like people are scared of being exposed by you, or you seeing them through, or seeing them clearly. It makes them feel really small, okay? Genuinely throwing them into, again, powerlessness in relationship to the idea of how you see them and how the world perceives them. There is a very deliberate intention in here to hide and conceal away what they've been trying to mask, or what they've been trying to secretly do, okay? It's not very honorable because the exposure in here from the card seems to be almost scandalous, okay? But it is what it is. Anyway, I do feel like these people are gonna be held accountable at some point. It's not about, like, whether it's gonna happen or not. It's actually much more certain. But yeah, what remains like wonderfully true and ever expanding in here is the good emerging elements of pile number 2. It's the confidence, the bending the situation in my favor. And I love it that it's not coming from this negative aspect. I want to say it's like very ecologically almost driven. Uh, and it carries this feeling of, this person could be intimidating, but they are actually doing the right thing. So it's almost as if it's justified, or, you know, they could be confident, but they are rightfully confident. Like they are rightfully, yeah, they carry themselves with the right type of poise for the things that they do. Okay. Also, what I was picking up from these first three cards, um, observation as well. There could be people observing you, it's much more relevant, but also there is rumor about people observing you, or people talking about the fact that you're observed from the distance. I see in here loss of control and loss of the ability to discern or to observe. A lot of like chaos, failed plans, everything is thrown out of balance. Seems like you scared someone in here. Like there is a somebody in here in the energy of yours that is scared, ruined plans, or thrown to in the trash can type of plans. Um, Genuinely, I don't know why there is so much drama in here in this paragraph, but there is a lot of frustration. Seems like some sort of information that circulated about you made some people feel really out of control. Okay, out of control, some sort of ruined plans or secrets in danger of being exposed. Okay, there is also a feeling as though somebody in here took pride in the idea of predicting or feeling in control, and once you appeared on the horizon, this was no longer the case. Good luck with that, definitely, but this is just so confusing. I don't know. It makes me feel like the funny part is like I see you being calm and I see the world out there freaking out. There was an unexpected reaction in here that I was picking up on, in the sense that it almost, like, I wasn't expecting this person to be that good or that serious or that important or that skillful or masterful, almost as if you could have um, outshined somebody in here in regards to secret keeping, observation, control, um, planning, or just sheer mastery of a skill or something in here that made that person really feel insecure. Okay. This is also the case where it will feel like, the world is against you for no reason, because I didn't feel in here some sort of challenge or some sort of deliberate attempt to antagonize, while it could be the case that she received something like this. Okay. It's almost as if somebody in here was picking up on some sort of power that you emit, and it was making them feel scared. Even though you did not act on this power or on the exertion of this power, it triggered them still. Anyway, I see you claiming your power. I see you taking that which is yours. I see you as being fierce. I also see all of this circulating about you, okay? I see in here some sort of person or group. This is one person, by the way. Broken will or inability or feeling as though they are unable to assert their willpower in the way in which you do. Comparing also, yeah. I feel like you stand on duty. I want to say also, because we have the bear card and the fox card, this pile is capable of encompassing or representing the most fearsome and fierce in general elements possible, if the situation is right for it or if it's the right thing to do. And it's like that realization or that awareness that makes people really feel like, I don't like this person. I don't like them. I don't like the dynamic. Okay. I still you I still feel you pushing through with a feeling of being bold, with a feeling of being untouched by what is going on around you. And that is just like, I feel like, people are just sitting there thinking about what's going on and how they're going to be able to digest it. And for you, it's like it already happened. I'm just moving through. I don't care about what other people say, or I'm not gonna just sit here, think about this like, it's like it's a big deal. No, I just don't have time for this and I'm actually moving forward. So pretty much I think that's it. Thank you so much for listening to me talk about this. Genuinely overlooked, I would say. This is the energy of pile number 2 for some reason. Uh, you deserve better. You'll outshine the whole situation, just in case you're wondering. But nothing to worry about in here in particular, because what power I see coming from you, or what advantage in here is coming from you, as well as like again from these very positive pink cards, like transformation and play. Like what's meant for you will come effortlessly, what's meant for you will come unexpectedly, and it will come as a confirmation of who you are. So yeah, very fun. The very fun part of it is gonna be about not wanting or not seeking validation or not even receiving validation externally, but you'll understand that you are the force that brought that in, and it will feel very refreshing. It will feel like you're not at the mercy of somebody else's decision making, things, projections, and ideas of you. Okay, it never was the case. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to hear from you in the future. Make sure to check out the other videos on the channel, older ones on the channel as well. Subscribe, comment below how it resonated for you, and also don't forget to leave a like. Much appreciated. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and thank you in advance for all the support that you're showing to the channel. I really appreciate it. See you in the future readings, hopefully. Okay, pile number 3. Somebody help me understand what's going on. Literally, I have no idea why the recent readings have become so just strangely, I don't know how to explain it. It's like both aspects, two elements that seemingly don't go or mix, are here. And this happened with all the piles, okay? Anyway, let me just tell you, okay, that this mix in here is very controversial. Why? Because I am looking at the Tainari and Goro and very like soft energies, but then we are met with Dance of Life in reverse, the Fool in here, the overabundance of very harsh energies as well. And I was struggling to make sense of it because we have overall abundantly friendly energies, while we also have some very unexpected, almost like lacking, harsh, or even sharp, sharp in the sense that almost it's like cutting in a way. But it all kind of makes sense because, again, perhaps we're dealing in here with people who are very complex and have a lot of depth that seems to be making all of this be interwoven in a very balanced and seemingly logical way that I cannot make sense of, I cannot understand at first. But when I saw the cards, I was like, okay, seems like with this one I will struggle a little, but still I made it through, made it out alive, so to speak. We have the dance of life in reverse. This is stagnant energy, fixed, inflexible, information circulating about you, and this could be a projection. I feel like this is strongly coming through as a projection of sorts because it's as if we have the first impression, or we have a false impression, or a projection saying that you are not very good. Okay. For some reason, with the fixed inflexible, they could recognize you as being very persistent or even stubborn. And this could be even complimented, but it almost makes me feel like you have a lot of people somehow, mostly it's as if afraid. But again, this is very, very controversial because we have in here the next cards, which were Tainari and Goro. Like this doesn't make sense to me. Maybe this is like the case where the person is like behaving in a way at work because the duty calls and you have to let's just say tap into an energy of a personality or a side to your personality that is much more efficient, work efficient. And for some people it could throw them into like a lot of questioning what's their stance on your stuff, like that. It's not that personal. I keep on hearing, and I keep on hearing also like, you better don't make assumptions about me, about my work, or in regards to work. More like this is about people like really struggling to understand you or trying to think about you through the lens of work, where this is literally not the case, or you're actually more than just a perception of work. Generally, I just don't understand, but okay. Um, There seems to be like a go-getter type of energy when it comes to you that makes people really think about you in ways that you're very harsh. Um, and not like almost like non-tolerant, or yeah, this is all very like funnily inaccurate, but like that's the information that's circulating about. So it's like, if you were to have, like, for example, let's just say if a person were to have a job where that demanded them to behave in a very, let's just say, non-emotional way, and people were to look at that and say, this person doesn't have emotions. No, this is not the case. This is a situation at work that needs no emotions involved. Maybe you're playing it too well because in here people feel very persuaded by that image. But yeah, seems like this is not true because of what's to unfold the next with the Tainaria. And again, very very soft. I would say this pile is very soft inside, and quite the opposite of the energies that were seemingly imposed upon them from the very beginning. It's like we have this very, like, with this dance of life in reverse, it's like people think of you as not very like artistic, poetic, like straight to the point, very cold, very harsh. Again, very funny because I don't see that as being the case. If anything, this pile feels like it's exactly like poetic and artistic, but not to everyone, or not, like, let's just say not in some situations. Like, for example, again, if I were to selectively look at some displays, like if I were to just scan for angry displays of emotions in one person's life, then I'd be in trouble, because having only that, those like energy input type of information would make me biased to believe that that's all to the person. They're always frustrated. No, it's much more than that. And it makes me feel like people have managed to dissect, or they have the only access to the information they have about you seems to be coming from this space of, constriction. Anyway, yeah, you got the idea. It could be heavy, very to the point, no BS, okay? And what's fascinating in here, because maybe this is actually could make sense, because there is a whole other layer of people thinking about you in the ways in which you are fun, spontaneous, even like aesthetic in a way. But I can see almost like these two parties clashing or trying to convince each other that this is not the case. It's as if we have a group of people who barely knows you, and some other group of people who know you and are actually interested in making you feel fully seen and understood. And almost like these two are clashing for who's actually right about the image of pile number three. And this is seemingly confusing to me as well, because there is a lot of certainty. I almost don't understand it, why there is so much certainty in pile number three's image, because of how, again, very like distinctly polar opposites we have in here. So it's like, yeah, you could be seen as result oriented. Um, Seems like also this is coming through as a work or professional setting. So, if you were ever wondering about your status at work or about your image, and you're concerned with the levels of professionalism and poise and control and authority, I can tell you one thing. For sure, the thing in here is accomplished, that you are top tier in this regard. I would even say that it's actually so top tier that it seems to be going in the negative side of it. So definitely it's some sort of, if you resonate with it, an idea to soften a bit, but if you want, because already this, like, it's going in the right direction, work, if this is work related. You could be dependable, you could be seen as, or the information circulating about you could be about, you can give them a task and they will make it work regardless of the circumstances, regardless of the setbacks. You can count on pile number three to deliver. There is information circulating about you from the other side that you're very friendly, you're very easy to get along with, and I can see in here almost a willingness to want to befriend you. And to make it so, like, how you'll recognize it's about you, you filter people in according to quality, according to um, how you see the person evolving in your life, or it's a very gradual pentacle like structure in which it should evolve in order for you to assimilate it. And I can say in here that with friendly and misunderstood in the mix, there is unspoken information or truths circulating about your status, about your um, quality driven choice to bring people in. And it's making people feel really excited, because I can see in here some very let's just say honorable matches. This is beyond the romantic. You can read it as it being romantic as well, because I would say every romantic connection can start from something that's actually very close to friendly. It doesn't have to start like it's a sympathy level type of feeling. Okay, so yeah, Definitely, crushes in here will be very pleased to have you long term and to actually predict or to understand and stabilize something long term. So that's a very good thing. And I believe like this is the foundational like element that really any kind of relationship needs to have if it's to be thought of in the terms of long term and stable consistent relationships. So definitely we have that. There is this painful almost realization that with this top tier quality driven energy to yourself, it's gonna be real hard to settle in for something that's again long term, because it's as if people feel like they have to really hold themselves accountable. Like, this is so wild that I'm saying this, and I literally have no, I can't believe I'm saying that. It's actually pretty normal. Like, I don't know. For me, it's actually wild to hear that in a reading, but it comes from a place of uncertainty, or let's just say vulnerability. Can be the case. Because, they understand that they cannot really come off as very light or not serious, or really, they don't have a lot of chances to slide into your life. It's a very testy, like, don't test them, like, don't test pile number three. Could resonate with one, you could go check it out, but yeah, it's something that came through as well. You're being seen as having your way, but in a very like pleasantly successful in your favor and leaving a quality driven mark upon the world. So it's like, yeah, despite us having this very inflexible and almost harsh negative energy I was sensing, people do actually admire it, and they actually consider it to be very, let's just say, consistent, and leaving a powerful mark impression, leaving a trail for others to follow in a way. So it's as if, a surgeon is a good surgeon if they are capable of dealing with all the intricacies of the procedures that their work demands. So basically, that's your case. Whatever like traits, character traits you are forced into honing or displaying due to work, hobbies, whatever, um, they are seen as edgy, but for the right people and for the right type of relationships that want to stay, linger, and prosper in the long term, you are just the right thing. And for some, I wouldn't even hesitate to say it, actually a wish fulfillment. This pile is not meant to be for everyone, and let's be honest, we cannot handle everyone. Yeah, I'm saying that because I'm literally convincing myself, because usually I pick pile number three and I have no idea what I'm blathering in here, and then I'll have to listen to all of that, but okay, I'll deal with this later. I saw in here healer. Um, there is this also whisper that if you side with pile number three, then they are going to be your healer, or they will heal you, or they are capable of healing you. Okay. um, there could be speculation about the fact that you are connected to something beyond, from beyond, or something that is not entirely human, or I see this connection to nature that Tainari shared, and I don't know, it makes me feel like people don't know how to properly assign you or assign meaning to you, or where they can actually assign you, because that's very confusing. And there is this underlying force of information that's bashing through, saying that um, they don't understand you. People are in various states of confusion when it comes to the topic of you, and that's kind of peculiar, to say the least. But yeah, you're being seen as reserved, also knowledgeable. It's like pile number three can drop on some information that others do not know about, or that it makes me feel like they are not what they seem. And this is like in the best of ways. Why? It's as if we have a very preconceived notion, false preconceived notion about your vision, how you're being seen, and it's a very unilateral, like very plain image, and it makes me feel like it's very hard for you to fit in. It's very hard for you to be fully understood because of it, because people do not have the full-on perception or capacity to encompass the full version of you. And that's why people will compartmentalize. Some of them will see you as friendly, will pick up some very, let's just say, individual and fragmented parts, and will assume that this is about you and not the other part. Like, I want to say it's a very, it's an issue related to the perception, not necessarily how you behave or how you relate to the world. There is also this secretive, almost whispered, like this is almost coming from close people, that you are very kind. Somebody in here is talking about that the fact that you are extremely kind, unexpectedly kind, and that not a lot of people know about this side of yours, and that you're very giving emotionally and very soft. And this is something that people don't know and most likely will never know, but this is like one person here rooting for you or almost seeing you, but I can feel like you gave access to this person. They see you as profoundly rare, kind, beautiful, and like emotional, gentle, like very good to people and very rare, okay? There is rumor about your loyalty, your friendship, but again, it's like a closed VIP center, closed friend group in general, like almost attached, supportive. That's from like the first two three cars I was two never mind. I'm gonna argue about this with myself if I keep on repeating it, but they know you're friendly, even attached. Some people know it, but they know that they have to earn it, okay? Very private. Like we have in here yes, but in reverse. So it's funny because it's not the no card, okay? It's the yes card in reverse. So it's like I can be everything but not for you. Like that's the energy that speaks of pile number three. Closed off, private. There could have been information circulating about your privacy, about how hard it is to get close to you. And I feel like this is kind of stupid because you could relate to yourself as being very open. What is the case, however, in here is that people do not have the adequacy to actually qualify to be a part of your life. Like let's be honest, and people think like they have to jump hoops, where actually this is just human decency that they have to access in order to have a piece of your attention. Okay, this yes card in reverse made me feel like you are a temple of sorts. You're holding something very sacred that cannot be, like, I feel like this is past related. You must have had situation, like literally I will pick this pile, in which you must have given your energy to others, and it came off as being very like non-supportive towards yourself. And right now you're like in this constriction mode where you're like sifting that energy of yours to the right people, so that you can feel like you're not giving it to the wrong group or to the wrong person. Because I can see it in here, like a strong awareness in the worth of the things that you provide, and I can feel like you're getting enough validation already. Like I love that. about who you are, about what you give, and you are realizing that, you're no longer that, crossroads. I've had this issue. I've had this no boundaries issue, that issue that I was like working through, but like awful, just awful to rebuild all of that and to make a temple out of it. This, for some varying like groups, will feel like a fortress. For some, it will feel like a temple, but it's interchangeable. It could be literally both, like a fortified temple, okay? So that's how your energy feels to me, at least, because something about you in the center of this temple fortress thing holds a very pure vibration, a very pure thing, like a lighthouse type of situation in here that cannot be handled in or given in the wrong hands. Okay, this is just too valuable. Okay, it's like, you cannot read to everybody because people just don't understand it. They will not assess it to its true core value. So why would I even bother reading to every, like, this is not talking about the people who are watching, but in general, like as an example, I cannot go outside and say to people, I read cards and would you like a reading? Like, this is not gonna work, and I'm not interested in that because and I'm not interested in validation. So this is the case where, again, you no longer seek the validation of others to fortify your inner temple, your inner self, and solidify your identity into something that you consider to be sacred. Very empowering, by the way. I love that energy. Not literally me boasting in this. Just stop it, okay? I love the fact that this pile honors themselves to such an extent that they are able to see themselves harboring and keeping and valuing and cultivating something that is sacred. This is not about, I'm delusional, I'm gonna think about this and I'm gonna feel like, I'm nurturing something sacred. No, you have validation that you don't literally need, but you have it as a confirmation. What kind of validation, confirmation whatsoever? People saying stuff about you that you don't hear every day, and that is like a recurring theme, and stuff that you don't find around the corner. Such things people don't hear in lifetimes, okay? And for you, it could literally happen like really, really frequently. Okay, just so I can give you like the sense of when I'm talking about the temple thingy and the fortress side of the information. There is this feeling of an information of guardedness. Again, this is talking or coming from the private element of your life, and that this re-emerging theme of, better buy some tickets for pile number 3 to sit in their life because the seats are becoming more and more expensive to afford. And I love as well that there is this, by the way, is past as well. Oh, I love this. Um, I see past people saying that you're no longer accessible. I see them saying like, you know, it was such a good time when they didn't know that much about their boundaries or their self-worth. They were very convenient and they were bringing a lot. Okay, right now this is no longer the case, and I feel like I'm hungry for that, but I don't want to pay it. I don't want to pay for it. I just want to have it as freely as I had it when they had no boundaries. This is miserable, this is awful, but you know let's just no, no, let's just not curse right now because yeah, no, like, let's move on. I don't want to edit this. I can see in here like you gathering your energy, solidifying it, and actually like calling forth all your power. Could have been, by the way, some of you must have delved into some spiritual stuff in here with the intention to claim back your power or to solidify or call back your power. Yeah, it's working. If it came in the reading, it's definitely working because I can see it in here coming back to you, and goodbye. It's no longer leaving your side. Belief wise, there is a lot of restructuring in here that's happening. Okay, finally, this makes sense. I was seeing the mice card, and what I saw in there, the first thing that came through was like the darkness from this card, the scarcity, the fear not having enough. This is also belonging. This is lack, scarcity mindset, and secretive or incognito. Incognito. I have no idea how you pronounce this. You got the gist of it. Yeah, this makes sense. This makes sense. All of this is coming from the people that were left behind. I'm not sorry about this. Like literally, non-apologetic pile number three as well. Like very um, rumor about no longer being able to take advantage of them. Like look at them. They're so successful. They're so into themselves. Like they're so serious, they're so busy, they're so one and the other, and they weren't like this. They were much more different. And there is this missing, there is this not enough of you, there is this information circulating also from beyond the past people, that people can't get enough of you. Okay, or if they like, I just see it here, a person who's sitting some like in some sort of image of the top of the mountain. But what's funny is I don't see, like you'd say, top of the mountain, cold, whatever. No, I see expansion. I see the temple thingy. I see a lot of warmth. I see a lot of success. I see a lot of cozy energy. I see like this is not your kingdom. This is your comfort zone. This is your safe space. This is your lighthouse. You're surrounded by people who are capable of right now understanding your value much more than they did, um, than the ones that did understand, or at least think about the fact that they understood you, because it's not the case. I can see you being on top of this mountain and being very happy about it, and the people from your past are literally on the bottom, and them like really drawing some sort of importance out of the fact that they knew you, while literally like yeah, you knew them, but how did you know them? Like yeah, you could say the same thing with an enemy. You knew the enemy, but does that help? Like the relationship type, that also matters. You can know them, but as enemies, that's not a very like thing to be proud of. But in here, almost like the memory or the remembrance that you once were in their life, like something like this. Very funny, but yeah, not so funny. I'm gonna laugh if I don't like choose pile number three. I'm gonna laugh real hard. But it can be the case. I don't know how and when I will return to this, but yeah, doesn't mean I will choose three. But funny, I don't even keep track. I keep losing myself into the reading to such an extent I no longer remember where am I, what am I doing, and what's my name. Yeah, I was seeing this in combinations. You're unknown, secret, unexpected, unpredictable moves that you're doing. Like people don't like it that they do not have the ability to properly decipher you. Not my concern in here, like not the concern of pile number three as well. There is a emerging fear that you are dealing with something secret, dark, that could pose a threat. I didn't write that, but it came. I'm not mad. I'm just crazy. But that you're holding some secret thoughts, power, or information, or you have a power leverage with information. Not me literally reading the cards and thinking about it being a leverage, but yeah, whatever. And not me literally as well reading the people and thinking that this is a power lever, but okay. There is this secretive aura to pile number three that it just entrances, hypnotizes, and drives people mad. It throws them like off balance because, especially the controlling type, they do not like it when they don't know or understand your moves, who you are, what you're doing, why you're doing it. Like there is a list of questions that they want answered, and they understand that they cannot give you that list for you to basically fill it out for them. But the uncertainty in here makes them feel like this person is hiding something that could pose a threat to me. Uh, Literally, like for these people, like go see a doctor. Uh, Pile number three doesn't owe you nothing. Okay, almost said it, but yeah. Um, with this full in here, especially this representation, this could be talking about a mad genius. I don't know what this is or where this is coming from, but yeah, the speed of light, the speed of the words and the way in which they fly off my mouth, I'm not gonna re-listen to this because mm, I'm gonna embarrass myself literally. I just don't wanna, I'm not gonna listen to it, please, and don't even try to. When I channel, it's all over the place. Goodbye, grammar and coherence left the chat. I'm very aware of this, but I have to justify it like it's like, yeah, I'm insecure, okay? And I have to prove myself constantly. So, yeah, it's a part of life and I love it, but okay. This is like the mad genius type of energy. Work related, this will do wonders because I can say in here there's one person in particular that understands that your presence brings something unique to the work that other people will just not be capable of bringing to the table the way in which you do. There is a lot of criticism of you, I will not lie, non-related to you. I will not even necessarily voice it, but it comes from the idea of, they should have lived a different life, or if I were them, I would do some things differently, where they have so much power, they're not using it. That's completely BS, non-relevant, but a lot of attention, a lot of general, like, a misunderstood genius or like something very valuable that you bring to the table is immensely like changing the game in the best way possible. Work related, this is wonderful. This is very good news in here because it says one person in here very much so appreciates your contributions and understands that with you gone, the contributions are as well gonna be gone. We haven't heard this for, or I don't even remember, doesn't even matter. Homecoming, destination, um, harmonizing, or in general, like safe zone or safe checkpoint. Now, this is interesting because it makes me feel like some people do regard you as their prize or somebody they want to fight for. This is the energy of people who I was referring to that they want to build something long term, stable, and foundational and core, like Mm, long lasting. Okay. Yeah. Something about, again, fighting for you, fighting for your attention, fighting for the fact that they want to be a part of your lives. This is very good, I want to say. It's very like I feel safe around them. I feel like home. I feel like, with this person I can build something very strong, very powerful, very long term and very predictable and safe for me. Like I want this. Like I want to fight for this. Yeah, we have the fishes card. Fresh delivery of fishes. Fish? Fishes? Never mind. I excused myself in the first bit. So yeah, don't even try to criticize me. Because I'm a master of this myself, with myself. But intuition, emotion, creativity, emotionality. This is so funny because again, if you dare judge me by the inconsistency of the reading, saying that I said one thing and here am I saying the other thing, I explained to you that this is not the case. And this is actually other people, okay? But we have this very soft side to pile number three. The inner monologue in here is so strong. I can't literally just not voice it because it's so funny. Like, yeah. Literally just me trying to outmaneuver my criticism. Yeah, not gonna go there today, okay? This reading should end, okay? Uh, yeah, let's concentrate. There is this vast, sorry, there is this vast perception about you that's coming from this creative emotional side. Maybe have some water there in the chart. I love how everybody keeps on saying that in the readings. It's like very okay, this is my safe explanation. This is my pillow of like this is my safety net. If anything, like I'm not gonna say like one, two, three zodiac signs, just like it's all encompassing, or it's a lot of water in the chart, or a lot of fire. Yeah, I just love these because whatever. Sorry, like we're at the end of the reading and I'm struggling to concentrate. There is information in here talking about the fact that people do want to almost travel, or they see the creative potential in you only to give you only if you were given the right circumstances and not the initial ones in which you had to show the most like fierce or strong sides of you. There is information also circulating about your mystery, expansion, depth, very poetic. I love how somebody is truly connected to that part of you and somebody literally denies it. Like, yeah, this is the wild jungle of life in which we live. And there is also with this blank card lack of information, lack of knowledge, understanding. Again, this is coming from the side where I was referring to the fact that people do not know how to understand or how to properly, like, how is this person, like, could be literally um, pile number three encompassing different, seemingly conflictual aspects, such as, for example, a practice, Buddhism and Christianity, a mix, where literally, or usually these don't mix together, or it's a pre-established notion or belief. Um, there is like an error in here, and this error that seemingly comes off as almost like an anomaly, yes, um, makes people think, I just don't get them and I get more confused and I'm not gonna think about this. You're like this closed book. You're not an open book. There is like, we need time to understand pile number three, but almost as if they don't want to open up, they will not, and we will not understand them, okay? We also have in here knowledge, study in reverse. Somebody in here compares themselves to you and feels like they fall short, or they thought that they had the upper ground, or they can stand their ground, where actually more and more is being shown to them that they are not enough. At least that's how they perceive it, because pile number three is much in here for them at least, and it's a lot to unpack as well, just like one, by the way, very interestingly similar to pile number one. You could be seen as rigid. This is very similar to what I was describing in the beginning, immovable but also friendly. Like you could be seen as a very good friend, a very good person, fierce and bold and very still in your conviction. It's like, they are harsh when it comes to one situation or work, but they are really a good person inside. They are like very, like they command respect, but they are agreeable, very kind but guarded. Like seemingly, again, things that don't mix together very well, but they kind of do in your situation. And someone said in here that you are unpredictably dangerous. Whatever. Maybe you are. Who knows, if you can if you test pile number three, if you test really literally any person, you could discover some unpredictably dangerous sides to them. But again, pretty much that's it. very similar. By the way, I do remember what I read in pile number one. This is so similar to pile number one. You could check it out just as an energy check, but it's just so fascinatingly similar. I just can't. It's just, and we had in there the knave, so yeah, very like strong and also innocent, very intimidating, but also kind of sensitive and also capable of showing vulnerability. So that's not something wild. That's not something rare. Rare. That's not something that people understand right away. I'm trying to say. Um, Maybe this is a reality actually that's much more common to experience or to come across, but people usually don't feel like they are complex enough or went through the same experience of complexity that she went through, and therefore, for you or for us in this situation, it could come off as scarce or even like rare or unique or alone. You could be feeling alone. Okay, like nobody gets me, but actually it's a shared experience. People just don't, like, they find themselves in various perception or awareness levels, and it's a very confusing thing at times. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope it resonated. Make sure to comment below how it resonated, like the video, subscribe, check out the older videos on the channel as well, and make sure to subscribe. I don't know if I said it. Check out the links for the donation in the description and the comment section if you're interested in donating for my work and cause. And thank you so much in advance for all the support in which you all the support that you show to my channel. Yeah, hope to hear from you in the future. Take care.